roving reporter, and we
You're
thank
the bloke that says the emergency umpire never does anything wrong.
Well, he's been kept very busy here this afternoon, and we thank Cassie Hodgson for dashing down and reporting back the words of wisdom from the leader of the band, Darren McNamara, who does the talking for the Corio Sports Club.
You'd have to have a little bit of a giggle there, Darren, saying that overdid the aggression. I thought he was going around a pretty good kill down there on the ground of the Coal Square.
When he was saying that exact thing, I thought the same thing myself. He just felt that they took it a little bit too far.
Okay, here's the set of outs for the start of the second quarter. Jamie Marnie's a first shot out of the middle. It lands in the arms of Nevada Cornwall. He tackled unceremoniously dumped. The ball spills free. Free kick's going to go to Cornwall as Mark Etridge was off with the footy, but it goes back to the captain of the Corio, Nevada Cornwall, and he sizes up the options. We'll have to wait another 5 minutes before Mick O'Toole can come on from memory as he punt kicks towards centre-half ball. The Noble, the target, knocked away from him. Malcolm Keys there gathers at ground level. Punt kicks towards half-back flank. Here's a chance. North Geelong through Shane Burns. Not over-blessed with pace, but plenty of tenacity. Burns gets the hand passed away. They stack in on top of the ball now, and we're going to have a ball up. Yes, Ron, a ball up, and it will be between the centre wing and between half-forward flank. Corio slightly in attack, and Mick O'Toole warming up on the boundary line after being sent off. He's got about 4 minutes to go of this quarter before he can come back on. So Corio still with 17 men.
Okay, and Corio, it's over to Adelaide and Carlton. Adelaide, 2-4-16. Carlton, 1-3-9. Sorry I missed your last break.
It's all right. Here's Etridge taking the ball from the boundary, showing punt kicks to half forward, intercepting Eves. Hand passes back to Bellwood. Bellwood punts towards the centre wing for North Geelong. Alford reads it off the pack, gives it to Jeff Marty, who's brilliantly tackled, loses it. Adam Kent comes out a right foot kick, travels about 1 metre, straight in the bread basket there of Tony Spence, who dives in on top of the footy. Umpire very quick to blow the whistle, not letting it get away. Ball up.
Yeah, O'Toole on the ground at a special time there. Had a chance, come on the ground and was able to run him down. Unfortunate for the North Geelong player there, Marnie.
Certainly was. The bounce down. Sees it on Turk, wins the battle over Zach. Gets the direction of Johnny Cousins, who's trying to burst through. Doesn't take the football, but he's got support there from Ian Cockrell. Over the top he goes. Enrich goes up again. Back to Cheating, who goes to an oval on the left foot. The kick well smothered, and those fabulous Magpies defend well. Oh, Simpson's handball it straight to Mark Enrich, who bangs it at goal. But just fisted back into play at the last one.
Boothroyd!
Oh, don't tell me.
He has kicked the ball burster! Magnificent effort by Boothroyd to take out Brady. If that couldn't lift you, I don't know what will. Cassie Hodgson, come out play.
Yeah, great goal by Boothroyd. I tell you, something special about him today, Ronnie. He's on target for a big day.
Well, Steve Simpson would be a little disappointed. I don't know why he did it.
Well, what happened, he got possession. Daryl Jones was in his way. He had nowhere to go. Daryl Jones tried to get out of the way. He handballed to the safety, what he thought was the safety of the boundary, straight into the Corio player's arms. A little bit disappointing for Simpson.
But what a goal from Boothroyd. The big fella roved the pack, picked it up, ran away from the goals and hooked it back over his shoulder. Back to the centre. Chance for Corio through Marsh to get it out of the middle. He can't do so. Oh, he loses 2 tackles now, loses it in the tackle. Goes towards Manson. There's Paul Manson. Taps it further forward. It's back to the centre again for Corio. Hand pass comes out wide. Not further appeal by Manson. Down it goes towards half forward. God, it's a pretty scrambly effort there by a few players. Desperation. It's back right where they bounced the ball, believe it or not, in the centre. There's 20 players have touched it since the umpire did so. Through comes Janim, left the ball behind, went back and got it, and got the hand pass to Pacey Keating, who kicks us centre half forward.
Malcolm Key in the way though for the Corio side, and the centre half back now for the North Geelong side, punts it up there to centre half forward. Timmy Schwinnerson couldn't control the ball, looks to the umpire for a free kick, but it doesn't matter because Tony Spence comes in. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's a bad
well,
by the umpire.
Steve Allenson has really banged Darren Shelley on that occasion. Tony Spence had the ball. He came in and met him severely. The ball has bounced in the inside the goal line, so the ball will come back to Tony Spence at half forward, and he'll be kicked for goal from a good 50 metres, gentlemen.
Yeah, Craig Marsh and Shane Burns collided heavily in the centre, and Marsh getting treatment from the trainers, a little bit crook after that one. Also, Swennerson seems to have hurt himself a little bit. He's carrying injury anyway. I think he'll come off the ground, Swennerson. He doesn't look good at all there.
Here's Spence coming in. The nose picker on the left foot. Comes in and kicks for goal. It's swinging back and not powering up, I don't think. It's offline. 1 point only off the boot of the nose picker, Tony Spence. And North Geelong registered their first score of the quarter. Corio 4 goals 3, 27 points on the board. They lead North Geelong, who have gone at 2 goals 2, 14 points.
Yep. 4-minute mark of the second quarter here of the GDFL Division 1 93 grand final, as we see now that the big fella McCone punts the ball into the 50 metre line, but a nice mark being taken out there, and I think you'll find it And he's Coco.
Coco it is, just outside the 50-metre line. Taking his time, he fancies his chances here. The wind coming over his back. It's usually a good kick of a footy hand, Coco. He punt kicks this one. Lines him up and goes long. It's a ball burst by Coco. It's a goal. Magnificent kick by Ange Coco, and there's the effect of the breeze, Tassie. He put it up in the air and the breeze did the rest for him.
Yeah, beautiful kick by Coco. One of the reasons they got to the grand final first, North Geelong. Started off a little bit quietly, but that was a nice mark under a lot of pressure from Greg Cockrell, and a nice goal. And it's still a very interesting game we've got here at the West Oval.
4 goals, 3, 27 points on the board, Corio. Geelong fight back. North Geelong go to 3 goals, 2, 20. It's 7 points the difference, and we've played 5 minutes of the second quarter.
Umpire Nellis now to commence play again. The bounce, a good one. Back under the football. Gets the tap down in the direction of Jones. Marnie coming. That's Jamie. Quick kick off the carpet to Burbs. His hand pass to Burke. A poor one. Burke, though, good enough to pick it up and give it back to Jamie Marnie. On the left foot, punts it up to the teeth of goal. The leading Coco dropped the chest mark. Shelley's there for Corio. Picks it up and goes short to centre wing and finds Mark Edridge, who's away.
And away goes Edridge on the right foot. Kicks from defensive side of centre wing towards half forward. No mark taken. It's pretty tough out there. Lenable's in the thick of things. Hand pass comes out to Jimmy Onsu. Which way to go? He goes back to Edridge. Edridge hand pass intercepted by back. Through comes the loses the footy, it's back to the centre of the ground. Malcolm Key kicks it off the ground up towards half forward for North Geelong. Kick it off the ground again to North Geelong through Marnie. Taken away by Mick O'Toole. He punt kicks back towards the centre wing. That goes in. Dispossessed by a good Lenable tackle. Marsh gathers the recipient of that. Hand passes to Cousins. That's pretty tough. Cousins' kick doesn't go very far. And North Geelong through the agency of Eves. Punt kick up towards centre half forward. Up goes Jovanovic, can't mark. At the back of the pack was that Hoskin picking it up. Runs around one player. Straightens up does Hoskin. Goes bang on the right foot. He's offline. Golden opportunity missed there by Sean Hoskin under no pressure. 1 point out into North Geelong.
Yeah, Hoskin. A little offline, but geez, he's got a ton of dash. Pretty impressed with the youngster.
Rain falling, Ron. Light rain.
Yeah, a real opportunist, Sean Hoskin. On that occasion, just couldn't find the big sticks as we wait now on the fullback, Peter McCone, to bring the ball back into play for the Corio Devils.
It's back, Mark. Tassie, you might look and see if Darren McNamara's out there as McCone kicks the ball back into play towards half-back. Manson gets it, taps it over the top towards the run there of Marsh. He's beat for it by Jeff Marnie. Marsh goes in and does well. Hand passes over the top. Needs some support. Gets it from Nevada Cornwall. He loses it in the tackle to Burke. In goes Shelley. He's in trouble. In goes Jeff Marnie again. Tries to get a kick in. Shelley runs him down. Picked up by, might have been Key, was it? Kicking the ball into the goal square. Here's a chance for North Geelong to get a score on the board. Ronnie don't need a goal, Steve, in their forward pocket.
Darren McNamara got a heavily strapped thigh running the boundary here. Doesn't look too well at all. Trying to warm it up. McCone taking his place for the time being.
Boundary throw in forward pocket. North Geelong in attack.
Simkinov and Alfred do battle. Loose ball comes to ground where Hosky swoops on it and pops it onto his boot, but it's gone right across the face of goal and has just scraped in for a point off the boot of the dashing half forward, Sean Hosky.
4 goals, 3, 27 points on the board to Corio. They lead at North Geelong, who have got 3 goals, 3, 21. It's a goal the difference, and we've played 6.5 minutes of this second quarter of the grand final of 1993. We wait now for Corio through the agency of Peter McCone to bring the ball back into play. He aims for the far side of the ground, up high, unable to take the mark. Nevada Cornwall at the back of the pack. Cornwall runs on. Did well in Nevada. Punt kicks the ball towards half-back flank. Out comes Cockrell, Greg Cockrell. Claimed but he didn't have it. Gets the hand pass away towards Marsh. Not a good one. Cockrell goes back and gets it again. Gives it across to a teammate. He's in all sorts of trouble, Nevada Cornwall. Trying hard for his side. They stack in there, North Geelong. They hold the play up, and the umpire's got no option but to ball this one up about 65, 70 metres out from the goal, to which North Geelong are attacking as the rain starts teaming down here at the 7-minute mark of the second quarter.
Yes, disappointing. This will be a real scrap now because conditions just going to make it that little bit tougher for players of both sides as it is coming down quite heavily now at the Western Oval.
Okay, umpire bounces it down, up goes on to, might have won this hit down, gets it down towards Shelley. Shelley puts the boot on the ball towards half forward, centre wing, knocked away from Greg Cockrell, spills towards Ian Cockrell. Big Simon back runs onto the footy, centre wing position, all the flags fluttering out there. They're getting wet now because the rain's coming down, and the scoreboard shows 22 plays 27, 5 points in front, Corio, and the boundary umpire's got to earn some lead on the far side of the ground.
Yeah, 8-minute mark of the second quarter. Back over the back of the pack, thumps it towards
Keating, who punches it back, and the loose ball picked up by Craig Eves right in the heart of Western Oval. Coming through now was Philip Boyle. He kicked it off the carpet. Stewie Hardiman does likewise. Kicks it straight back to the centre of the ground. But Nevada Cornwall's in the way. And, hand passes foolishly there to Paul Manson, who couldn't trap the ball. Good support, though, Johnny Cousins. Gets it across there. On Turk. Steadies himself. Looks to the pocket. Oh, Boothroyd couldn't hold the wet ball. And we see some good pressure there from Boothroyd on Stewie Hardiman. But he was good enough to keep it just inside the boundary line for a throw.
Had it been a dry ball, Boothroyd would have marked that run. It just glued away at the last minute off his little hands. His big hands, I might add, and his big chest. That's the boundary umpire. Throws it back into play. Half forward flank, Corio in attack. Here's the knockout. Here's the chance too. Running onto the football, Swinnerton is taken away from him by Cousins. The ball spills towards the boundary line. Jones, a chance, can't get there in time. Neither can Ian Cockrell as the ball goes over the line out of bounds. 22 plays, 27. 5 points in front, Corio, and we played 10 minutes of the second quarter.
Ball back into play on Turk in front. Jones comes through and does well at the base of the pack. Oh, put the head down.
The head, good decision. Play on the call now as it goes to Cousins, who lines up and goes!
Great goal, Johnny Cousins.
Nothing wrong with that decision, Tessie Hodson.
I've got to disagree with you, boys. I think he slipped over, a little bit slippery there. Fell just as he tried to break the tackle. I thought a little bit harsh on Daryl Jones.
Well, I thought the umpire was right on that occasion. Brainy, which way are you going to go?
Yep, I'll go with the umpire. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's a change for you, but we can't knock you for that, Ronnie.
I love umpires.
Oh, you bang them every week, but Johnny Cousins got the free kick was paid there. The ball spilled free to Cousins. Play on the call, and Cousins kicked a pretty handy goal with the wet slippery ball, I can tell you, from about 35 metres out on a very acute angle, and Corio go further ahead. 5 goals, 33 points on the board, leading North Geelong 3 goals, 4-22. It's 11 points the difference. We played 11 minutes into the second quarter of the grand final of 1983.
9 minutes into Carlton and Adelaide right now. 3-3-21. Carlton leads by 7 points. Adelaide 2-4-16.
Back to the centre, the high flyers. Back now, thumps it forward, but Cousins likewise to the task. Gives it back to where it started. On Turk, chaps it over the top. Oh, Malcolm Key nearly caught one from Greg Cockrell, who ended up with a football from Cousins. Over the top he goes. Looks there for Boyle, who punches it forward. Boothroyd's there, traps it, breaks the tackle, loses the football. Kicked off the carpet to Mark Enrich, who snaps it. Goal. Oh, was pushed as he kicked and is offline.
Yeah, it's a great game of footy here. Very lightning opening second quarter here, Cookie.
Oh, the game is getting lively.
Lively.
Gilbert and Ben Hall, and Mark Enrich could count himself a little bit unlucky not to get a free kick for the biggest shove in the back of all time. Was he had a shot for goal. Here's Hardman kicking in from fullback. Usually kicks him well. This is no exception. Well out over half-back. Up they go. Jones can't take the mark. Gets the hand pass back into the pack. It's taken away here for Corio. No, the kicker smothered off the boot. North Geelong paddle the ball out towards half-back. Jovanovic's a chance. He's hotly pressed there. Picked up by Edridge. Edridge gives it across to Vlado Semjeni. The ball's getting slippery. Semjeni goes to Keating, whose Bill's one he would have liked to have taken. Keating now battling hard at the bottom of the pack. He'll hold the play up. Pretty well done by Keating after the initial mistake, because he was 1-on-3 there and held the ball in for a ball up decision. Attacking side of centre wing, far side of the ground. Corio in attack.
Johnny Cousins a little unlucky in that encounter at half forward for the high tackle, but ball now bounced down. Simon Vack gets it to the direction of Shane Burns, but Jimmy Onturk does well and dispossesses the footy from Shane Burns, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Tassie, it's a different game this week, isn't it? It's a desperate game this week.
Yeah, both sides are very desperate. No, they're very desperate. North Geelong were a little bit more composed, but even they've lifted their tempo in the second set.
Okay, Cousins at the bottom of this pack trying to get the ball out. He's set upon by about 4 opponents and a couple of teammates. Sean Simpson was in there, and so too was Jeff Marnie. Cousins gets up holding the back on the thigh area, but umpire said, I'm going to ball this one up as the rain trickles through our little proceeding here, and I'm getting a touch wet, which is a change for me.
Well, back to the footy as we see that Back again doing well. Thumps it forward, but it's sharked well by McKinnon, who slaps the footy on his left foot and finds the boundary line at centre wing. Now, umpire, the boundary umpire earns his keep again, throws the ball back into play. This time, Craig Eves gets the ball to ground.
On Turk,
yes,
goes out
well.
wide. Burns intercepts, does it well as Burns. Might have got one high, play on the call. Keating pushes the ball in front of him towards his teammate there. Was it Etridge? Pushes the ball on the boundary line. It's out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. Far side of the ground. No, we'll have a free kick. Yeah, because he get one high. And a free kick to Corio. It is not Etridge, but he kicks the ball long towards Boothroyd, who's taken a beauty with the wet footy. Wide out at half forward. And Ronnie, almost within kicking distance for this big fella. He's going to kick from 45 metres into the breeze, but it's almost within his reach.
Yeah, Nevada Cornwall's the player that received that free kick, and he's got beautiful skills, hasn't he, with the foot, that foot pass, a ripper, and Boothroyd didn't let him down, taking a great mark.
Yeah, he's got the better of Marnie this afternoon here, early stages of the game. They might have to have a look at that, I think, the North Geelong side. Get maybe another attacking player into the middle of the ground.
Here comes Boothroyd. Kicks from almost 49 metres. Long kick from Boothroyd. Wait on this one. Goal umpire. 1 pointer. Drifted away to the left-hand side. 1 point only. There's 2 goals through to Boothroyd, but he's certainly a big improver this week. He's in the play, and he's certainly given him option, Taz.
Yeah, good player, Boothroyd. He's got the confidence up today.
14.5-minute mark sees Corio 5-5-35, lead North Geelong 3-4-22 as the ball has been brought back in by Dean Burke, the fullback for the North Geelong side, and he's found the boundary line on members side half forward, but it was touched, so it will be thrown in.
Boundary umpire puts it back into play. Back taps it twice, but it lands in the arms of Cousins. Cousins gets a quick pick, a quick kick into the forward pocket, picked up by Boyle. The elusive ball bangs with the right foot, out in front, Boothroyd's mark! 20 metres out, directly in front. Oh, Corio are on fire here, Ronnie. They've got the play going for them at the present time. They're making their own luck. The old story, the harder you work, the luckier you get. And Boyle worked hard there, tumbled the ball across his body. But he must have known where Boothroyd was going to be leading, and out he came and took the mark, did legs. And this is a very important kick, Tassie. If he can kick this one, they must have a big psychological advantage.
I tell you, if he does kick this one, I'd be getting Skago out of 4-4. He's not seen enough of the ball. Maybe move Swinnerson, who's carrying a bit of an injury. I know we've seen it last week, and it's...
Goal to Boothroyd! Sorry, Taz, keep going.
Yeah, I know we've seen it last week, and it's easy to follow suit, but he's too good a player to be sitting down there waiting for the ball to get to him. Let's get him up the ground, and maybe he can start making things happen for the North Geelong side. Elford's been quiet at centre-half forward. Swinnerson's been quiet. He's not seen enough of the ball. Let's get these good players into the action. Burns has been pretty quiet on his wing. Marnie's been quiet. All the players who got him in the game last week haven't turned it on just yet, and you just feel Corio playing a better brand than they did the previous week.
Good comments, Taz.
Certainly, thanks Cookie as Boothroyd kicks his third and 6-5 now. Corio 41 points, lead North Geelong 3-4-22 at the 15.5-minute mark of the second term.
The rain stops. I can see a rainbow and the sunshine streams down as Johnny Cousins takes the ball out of the centre, runs onto his right foot, punt kicks long, looks for Boothroyd, back he goes, he got it again! He's done it again! That was a great mark as the ball's wet and greasy now, and Hardman led into the ball. Boothroyd just used the body well, nudged Hardman ever so gently out of the way, got back and caught the footy in both arms, and now he's going to have another shot from goal from 35 metres out from goal on the slight angle, kicking from the scoreboard side of the ground.
I think I said in the second semi-final, Cookie, when Boothroyd's having a bad day, he has a complete bad day, but the same bloke, when he has a good day, she's a beauty.
When you're hot, Taz.
And what about the pass from Cousins? He did well to get the ball out of the centre there, and he's been a good player, Johnny Cousins. And here comes Boothroyd. I like the way Boothroyd lines up for goal. He takes plenty of time, doesn't hurry himself. His job's to kick goals. He's got 3 goals on the board. Comes in on the right foot. The goal umpire leans back. We'll wait on his decision. Ooh. Drifting away to the right-hand side. The supporters behind the goal and in front of us like that one, but the goal umpire having none of it. 1 point only. Boothroyd goes to 3 goals for.
Burke brings the ball back into play. Oh, high fly at the back of the pack there was Craig. He takes a screamer, plays on quickly, looks up the ground for his teammate, makes his position was Parsonic. The ball a little bit well weighted for him. It's off his hands and out of bounds right on members' side centre wing.
North Geelong about to make a change. I wouldn't be surprised to see Shane Burns come off for a breather and Scott on.
Okay, boundary show in. 22 plays 42. 20 points to difference. Corio lead. The boundary show into centre wing. Oh, Corio players pulled off the footy for mine. Must get the free kick. It's Cal Keating getting out of the pack. He'll take the free kick. Looks at the option of handball into running Guado Semjenev, who's done very, very well on Neil Orphan. Doesn't take that option. Keating now puts the boot in. Only covers about 25 metres. Out comes Etridge, can't mark. Picked up here at centre wing. Left foot kick by Marnie, is it? It's Simpson. Goes long. Jovanovic reads the ball up the pack. Hand passes to Hodgson. Hodgson lines up and goals! Great goal, Sean Hodgson against the flow of play. It's been all Corio. They've taken it forward North Geelong with the breeze, and Hodgson rode that beautifully. The hand pass from Jovanovic was lovely, and Hodgson goals.
Yeah, Shane Burns off, Darren Scott on.
Good call, and a bit of ESP there from Arthur Tassie Hodgson.
Well, I just felt that Burns wasn't the player that he was last week, and his job is to get on the ground. I think they should have started him on the bench and brought him on like they did last week. He's not an all-game player, Shane Burns. We'll see him back on the ground, but when they get back in control of this game and he comes on to hustle bustle, that's his game.
18.5 minute mark in the second quarter. North Geelong now move to 4-4-28. They trail Corio 6-6-42.
Back to the centre. Back will win this easily because the bounce Fabian thumps it towards his big teammate there in Jeff Marnie, who gathers. Punt kicks long to the goal square at the back of the pack. Oh, it's the back. In the front of the pack, I think you'll find a North Geelong. Peter McCone disputing that decision. He had the chance to fist it. He couldn't quite get to it. And I think Skoko is in front, has taken the grab right in front of goal. And 2 goals in a minute coming up. 2 goals in 30 seconds, I beg your pardon, coming up here to North Geelong. And all of a sudden, from 20 points down, they're only going to trail by 8. Because Skoko could handball this through. He couldn't miss it. He's tried hard. It's a goal.
Yeah, great football, Angie Skoko.
Yeah, good side, North Geelong. This is what finals are all about. Never out of the hunt, the same as the second semi-final. Although Corio still playing well, just we've seen there, 2 possessions down to the goal square, so that's not a reflection on how the game's gone. A lucky bounce for Vac. Let's say they might have been lucky to get that goal. Corio still playing well.
North Geelong 5-4. 34 now, only 8 points to the margin. Corio 6-6-42 at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter.
It was a long kick out of the middle though by Jeff Marnie that set that one up. After the back was able to get the hand pass, and goal umpire Lloydie Fisk got across and covered the ball and set its full points on the board to Skoko. Umpire bounces down to the centre of the ground. On 2 does the battle and wins this run against back. Slaps it 20 metres forward for his side. Here's a chance for Corio running onto the football there. Oh, almost taken away. Cornwall was it? Pulled off the foot. He couldn't quite get the foot to it as he was about to. Ball up and centre half forward for Corio. Almost that stage anyway. And Ronnie Brown, you've seen something on the ground?
Yeah, the man that hands the ball back to the umpire, Daryl Jones. Great work. He's come up limping though, which is bad news for North Geelong supporters. But what a great tackle on Nevada Cornwall.
Yeah, great work from Daryl Jones. But there's the difference. See, the luck of the bounce. They weren't lucky that time and Corio got it away.
Back knocked it down, but taken away from Burke. It goes out wide to Jamie Marnie, who kicks from centre wing with the right foot towards half forward. Up high from behind McKinnon. Punches the ball away very well, does he, from Ivan Jovanovic. Running onto the footy is Vlado Samjeni, but the boundary line looms up far too quickly. And as the sunshine streams down the western oval, the ball goes out of bounds. 34 points, plays 42. Corio are in front, and they lead by 8 points, and we played 20 minutes in the second quarter.
Yeah, ruck infringement on the outside half forward flank. It's going the way of North Geelong, and I think you'll find it's Neil Alford now. Kicks the footy long. Up there looking for Schwinnerson in front. Couldn't hold the ball. Tapped forward by Skoko. Good unselfish football. Kicked out. Here's an opportunity for Hoskin. On the left foot goes bang from 30 metres. Don't tell me he's kicked it. Great goal, Sean Hosking.
He's a dangerous player, Taz.
Yeah, great player. Hosking read that well, waited his turn, didn't go and meet the ball, waited for it to come out. But this is one of the reasons I respect North Geelong, because no matter what the circumstances, what the situation, they just settle down and concentrate on the job at hand.
Yes, it's all coming from the centre bounce too, though. The Simon back directing traffic there at, they've just gone on a bit of a sleep at the moment, the Devils.
On Turk's gone for 45 minutes now against Vac. It might be time to swing Semjev over, give him a bit of a chance at Vac, and give little big Johnny Onturk a bit of a breather.
Probably loath to do that because Vlado's doing a very good job on Neil Orford. So you want to rob Peter to pay Paul? Yeah, it's a tough one, Tassie. And I've just been told the Beaver's going to be around in half time. Whoever he is, he might be interesting. He writes those comments in the record. Bounce down the centre. Cousins a chance to take it out of the centre, but streaming out of the pit. Steve Burke pushes the ball in front of him. Goes out wide towards centre wing. Sim Jennings there. Picked up here by Cousins. Good player, Cousins. Spears the ball to centre half forward. And he's found his teammate is at Boyle backing backwards into the back of the pack and takes the mark. Philip Boyle takes the mark. Now he's inside 50. He is going to kick from about the 45-metre line. Be a long kick into the breeze, but Ronnie, we've seen Philip Boyle really put the foot of it on many occasions.
Yes, the drop punt on this occasion holds up in the breeze and is just dragged to the left side of the goalpost. As we see that Simon Vac, the high flyer, got it to ground. Ian Cockrell was there also for the Corio side, and we see the ball now over the line and out of bounds, 20 metres from the Corio goal.
Yeah, McCone about to come back off. The coach Darren McNamara, he's warmed it up, that thigh heavily strapped, but he's coming back on the ground.
Boundary showing, lands in the arms of Ian Cockrell, who has a kick over the top. Lenable tries to fist it away from his opponent. Chance for North Geelong to clear. They do with a little hand pass. A push in the back decision will apply here. Might even be too high because the player holding his head. It's not his back he's holding. Craig Eves is down. It's taken this free kick will be Malcolm. No, it's Dean Burke. Now Burke went the hand pass, now decides to kick, but the umpire has blown the whistle. He's going to make him come back and kick over his mark.
Craig Eves, it is down.
Yeah, Eves was the one that got the high tackle. Can't take the kick. and Dean Burke's going to relieve for North Geelong. He's about 25 metres out from the goal he is defending, and he punt kicks the ball towards the centre of the ground.
Nobody home for the Magpies as Nevada Cornwall couldn't take the overhead mark. Plays on and bounces the ball courageously in those conditions. Chips it around the corner. Good vision, Nevada Cornwall, and finds Mark Enridge at half forward. Butter Enridge now ignores the lead from Ian Cockrell. Waiting for Boothroyd, but he's going back into the goal square. Not much movement forthcoming as now we see that Greg Cockrell makes the move.
Great lead, great kick.
Yeah, beautiful football, Corio. Mark Edridge, the drop punt pass, a ripper, and Greg Cockrell, likewise a great leader. And he's got an opportunity here, Cookie, from 45 metres, but very tight angle.
Oh, he chips the ball across. Well played, Greg Cockrell. Jimmy on two, drifted into the gap, only gained 15 or 20 metres, but gained a lot in angle. He was right on the boundary line, was Greg Cockrell, and Jimmy on two chips in, takes the mark. Now he chips into the pocket. Oh, player was it Dave McKenna. No, Ian Cockrell it was. Spilt the mark and rebounds to Onturk. He's going to have a flying shot on the right foot. Now it's bending. It's bending back, but not far enough, and 1 point only goes on the board. Good build-up, Corio, but not the full points going on the board. They needed a goal there, Taz, just to stem that flow of goals of North Geelong.
Yeah, that would have been a very important goal from him. But more importantly, that was good to see Onturk go into that space because Vac went straight to the goal square, and that's where he's got to make Vac pay. If he's going to stay loose in the centre, he needs to be a good option for them.
Yes, certainly, as we wait now on Stewie Hardiman to bring the ball back into play. Looks to go straight down the corridor too. All Cousins taken out of it by Malcolm Key. As we see the loose ball picked up by Ivan Jovanovic now. Having a run on the ball for the North Geelong side. Kicks up to the half-forward line, but great strength and anticipation. Paul Manson goes short to centre-half back and finds the Superman, Adam Kent. He kicks.
He marks and plays on immediately. Went to half-forward, but the ball was not the way. In goes Dave McKenna, and I got one high for mine. Must take the free kick midway between the centre of the ground and centre-half back. Scoreboard shows 40 points, plays 43. Corio and narrow leaders in the grand final. He kicks towards Cousin. The ball's greasy. Goes off his hands. Hand pass by Eves. Lands in the arms there of his teammate who gets a hand pass away to Malcolm Key. He tumbles the ball towards centre-half forward. Out comes Schwedderson. Bounces off his chest. He goes back, gathers. Eludes 3 tackles. 4 tackles. Now straightens up with the left foot. Goes long for goal. And it was a 10-may off break. Was going to be a goal. It turned back about 17 feet and went through for a point. And wouldn't that been a team that the Timmy Schwedderson did all the hard stuff and the ball bounced the wrong way for him.
Poetry in motion, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he's injured still, Swennerson. I think I'd like to see him go back to full forward or bring Skoko out or something. He's definitely injured.
Brings them a point closer. North Geelong 6-5-41. They're trailing Corio 6-7-43. 25.5 minute mark of the second term.
McNamara goes out wide, looks for McKenna, and he can't take the mark. They stack in on top of it out there. Dean Burke's at the bottom of that pack doing some hard work. It's a ball-up decision. Cal Keating put his body on the line and held it in there, and it's a ball-up decision, perhaps 45 metres out from goal. North Geelong in attack. They trail by just 2 points, and we played 2 minutes of time on in the second quarter of the grand final of 1993.
Phil Alford got the ball to the direction of Sid Jones, who was well collared on that occasion, and we'll see about his throwing 50-metre line. North Geelong doing the attacking.
What Dennis Hines could do here is push Swennerson to full forward. It's going to bring McNamara out. He'll probably follow Skoko out, and he's got a bit of an injury himself, so they might get a double bonus out of that.
From the throw-in, Jovanovic puts it on the right foot down towards the forward pocket. Out comes McNamara, kicks it off the ground, lands in the arms of a teammate here in Marsh, who tries to get a hand pass away out wide. He was looking for the run of Keating, but the ball eluded him, and another boundary throw-in. North Geelong still in attack. 50 metres from their goal. They trail by 2 points, and we played 27.5 minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, real ball game at the Western Oval for the 93 GDFL Division 1 Grand Final. Umpire's ball back into play, but again, it's back over the line for another throw-in. 26.5 minutes gone of the second term.
Onturk versus Vac. Over the back comes Orford. No player getting a clean knockdown. Goes down towards Jovanovic. He couldn't pick it up. Vac goes in, slaps it out wide. Goes Vlado Semjanib. He gets it out wide to Manson. And Paul Manson punt kicks the ball around the boundary line towards half-back. Looking for Greg Cockrell. He's hotly attended there. The ball bounces off him and his opponent for a boundary show-in. And now we're 2.5 kicks away from the Geelong goal. The North Geelong goal. We're midway between half-forward flank and centre wing. North Geelong in attack.
Jimmy Onturk does battle with Simon Vac. Onturk on this occasion takes the honours. Pack of players form at ground level. Swampy Marsh swoops on the left, and Craig Marsh kicks it long into attack for the Corio side. Ian Cockrell in front was being held. Yes, against Dean Burke. No, it's going the other way. Oh, didn't see that. I think it might have been against Rod Boothroyd behind the pack on Stewie Hardiman. He got the footy and goes short to Craig Ease at centre half back.
He takes the mark and blazes away on that left foot up towards the centre of the ground. McKernahan dropped one he should have taken. He's got long sleeves on. Should have held that one. The ball not quite as slippery now. They're stacking on top of it. And another ball up the decision. And Dave McKernahan missed a golden opportunity to put the Corio Devils back into attack on that occasion.
Yes, 28.5 minutes gone of the second quarter. Corio 6-7-43. They lead North Geelong 6-5-41. 2 points the margin. Neil Alford, the high flyer, thumps the ball down towards centre half forward. Swampy Marsh is there. Likewise, Darren Lenoble, who works hard there at ground level. And umpire Steve Allenson will come in for another bounce.
Tassie, since those last 2 goals in North Geelong, it's been a bit of a battle, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a bit of a battle, and I think one of the reasons is these injuries. You know, I think like Swenison, instead of working up to the play, he's pushed himself back towards that full forward line, and I think if he's not fit, they're better off with him at full forward or off the ground.
Here's Darren Scott punt kicking the ball towards half forward flank. Hoskin gets the free kick, wants to play on immediately, taken out of it by the navel. Hoskin punt kicks long towards Skoko, knocked away from Skoko, hit the behind post on its way, on its travels, I think, and we might have a boundary show in, and the boundary umpire's going to put this one into play right alongside the behind post. A goal umpire, Lloydie Fisk, was right on the job because the boundary umpire was a fair way away.
Yeah, doing a great job for the GTFL. As we see now, the ball back into play. In front was St Genevieve. Could have been pushed behind. No free kick forthcoming. The umpire's whistle down.
No.
Angie Skoko has been pushed through the middle of the back, said umpire Ellison. I didn't see it.
Well, Vlado was pushed off the footy. Paul Manson, 38, was pulled off the footy when he didn't have it, and he's paid the third free kick. And I don't agree with that, Brownie, in any circumstances.
Well, Angie Skoko, and goals win games. And when you get a free kick some 20 metres out from goal, 45-degree angle, he comes in, the drop punt, splits the woodwork here at the Western Oval, and Angie Skoko kicks his third goal here this afternoon for the North Geelong Pies.
And they've hit the front, North Geelong, close to half-time. A free kick there given to Skoko. We think a lucky one. Umpire didn't think so, but a goal to Ange Skoko. That's his third for the day, and North Geelong have hit the front. Corio 6 goals, 7, 43 points on the board. Now Taryn McNamara just telling him how lucky he was there on screen. They trail now North Geelong, who've got 7 goals, 5, 47. North Geelong by 4 points. Tassie, how'd you think about that one?
Yeah, a little bit stiff there on Darren McNamara's opponent, putting that one through Skoko, but maybe the umpire's got a bit bored with proceedings too, Cookie.
I'll leave it to you, Ron.
Back to the centre. Back to the centre. On Turk doing battle with back. No one gets the decisive tap. Comes to Swampy Marsh being held. No free kick forthcoming. We see now Varna Cornwall ran into young Cal Keating, and this allows Vac to come in and get a quick kick to half forward. Well fisted away by Mark Enrich, but it's picked up by Jamie Marnie, who punts it up to the pocket. But good defensive football. Mickey O'Toole sees it over the line and out of bounds. 25-30 metres from the North Geelong goal.
Yes, Shane.
Score update. It's half-time now. I guess you got half-time as well. We'll do you first.
Okay, half-time here at the Western Oval. The grand final in Division 1 of 1993 sees North Geelong kick at half-time. They've got 7 goals, 5, 47 points on the board. Beg your pardon? Yes, 7-5, 47 points on the board to North Geelong. Corio have got 6 goals. They've got 6 goals, 7. I've just got a cable in front of me here. 6 goals, 7, 43 points. It's North Geelong by 4 points at half-time.